Hello YouTube! Flashlight enthusiast here. Today I would like to show you the upgraded version of the E70 from Acebeam, their newest EDC line flashlight. But this time with upgraded LED. I'm glad they listened to the flashlight enthusiast community and actually upgraded this version with the high CRI version of the popular nowadays the Getian GT-FC40 emitter. So this is the newer box. As you can see, they added the CRI version. The real one was only 65 or 6000K and 5000K. Now they also offer the high CRI, and this is their version. I also reviewed the earlier 5000K version. You can check it right here in the corner. But now let's focus on the newer version. So the box is identical. The only thing they changed is actually the circuit board, the boost driver for 12 volts, and obviously the LED, but the other thing is also the same. So okay, you got the marketing leaflet, you also got the manual for the CRI version, obviously the flashlight, which is identical. Okay, apart from that, you've got some spare O-rings, 2 of them. Nice little pouch to store your flashlight in it with Acebeam logo. Nice touch, I guess. I like this one. Apart from that, you also got the USB-C charging cable with some power bank adjustments, so you can actually plug it in here, and you've got the USB extension, or you can plug this one into the battery and get the USB power bank feature from this one. Pretty nice, well thought design, huh? Last but not least, adjustable high quality Acebeam wrist lanyard that will be attached to your flashlight once you open the box. Okay, let's just look at the flashlight itself. Before you operate, obviously you have to unscrew the head and remove the insulation film from the battery. You can actually order this one either with battery or without it. I chose with battery because as you will notice in your sample, Acebeam battery is a little bit longer because it has some protection circuit built in, as well as USB-C charging port. So if you compare it to the standard battery, you will notice that the length is a little bit different. So while it can operate on a standard Samsung 58, for example, it might have some problems when you shake the flashlight vigorously. It might lose contact for a bit, and it might be annoying for some of you. So if you don't like that, you can either order the Acebeam battery with it, or just a little bit longer cell. Might appear something like that. As you can see, if you shake it hard enough, it may lose contact, but otherwise it operates perfectly. So no problem with that. Okay, so as you can see, threads are well greased, square, high quality. We've got double tube design to enable the contact between the rear switch and the driver, which is in the head. The head is quite massive. I wish the threads were a little bit longer to better transfer the heat. You will probably notice with your sample that the heat actually accommodates in the head section, while the body section remains quite cool for a while, which is good and bad at the same time, because on one hand you don't feel the heat in your hand when you hold the flashlight, but on the other hand the performance could be a little bit better if the heat mass was increased. So perfectly well, everything works smooth, perfect. And the main thing that you will notice is the design. It is quite unique with this blue tube, the blue inner tube. It looks very pleasant to your eyes, and also the grip is quite better with it. You've got stainless steel rear switch, nice hard steel clip that you can position on the other side of the battery tube, and here you've got lanyard attachment. You also have some thread slots here. They are a little bit shallow, so be careful with that. You can insert threads here in this section, but also here in these longer slots. So definitely with Enthusiast in mind. The design is quite unique. We've got stainless steel, lightly crenulated bezel for probably self-defense applications. The finish is black matte, even I guess it's a little bit even more matte than on the earlier version with XHP70.2 emitter. But apart from that, these flashlights are quite identical. The main thing they changed is obviously the driver, because the earlier version used the 6 volts driver. This one is 12 volts, so a little bit boosting voltage even more. And obviously the LED has changed for the Getian GT-FC40. Beautiful high or ultra high CRI version. This is 4500 Kelvin. Acebeam advertises at 2800 lumens, so a little bit decrease from 4600 lumens. Obviously you can see the difference in the color of the LED itself. This Getian is more orange, this one is more yellowish. This is still a neutral white LED, so imagine the cool white. The anti-reflective coating, as you can see, is a little bit different. I guess the more greenish on the earlier version, more neutral on the Getian, probably to resemble the colors even better. So let's just go through the UI real quick. So this one I don't like too much. I wish they changed it, is that you have to double click to turn on. Obviously this is because to avoid accidental activation, because the switch is really light to press, but I would like to see even lockout, or if you just unscrew it a little bit, it doesn't work. So why just get things too complicated to double tap to turn on? I don't understand it at all, but it is as it is. So double click to turn on, one click to turn off. Alright, so when you turn on, double tap, you hold the switch to change modes in the loop. So 4 modes in the loop. This is low, medium 1, medium 2, high, and then low again. Obviously double tap for turbo mode, double tap again to go to the previous use mode, and then when you turn off you can hold the switch to enter the moonlight mode, and interestingly enough you can hold again to go into the loop. So again, the point of turning the flashlight by double clicking is pointless, but this is just my opinion. And then you can also activate the strobe mode, triple click or more. So if you click 5 times, it also activates the strobe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as you can see, no problem with that. So click at least 3 times to activate the strobe mode. And obviously from strobe you can double click to enter the turbo mode, double click again to use the previous memorized mode, and turbo mode and the moonlight mode is actually not memorized. Okay, so you can memorize only 4 main modes: low, medium 1, medium 2, and high. Okay, so this is probably it for this section. Let's just jump to the runtime graph section, shall we? Okay, so this is a turbo output. As you can see, I don't have professional measuring equipment, so I just estimate the output based on my lux meter measurements. For a base output I estimated 4600 lumens for the standard XHP70.2 edition version, and comparing to that, the GT-FC40 produced around 3500 lumens at the start, and after 30 seconds, 35 seconds, it was still over 3000 lumens, so a little bit more than Acebeam declares, but this is again my estimate, so take it with a grain of salt. So the step down occurs after 35 seconds, and then over the course of again 12 seconds it stepped down to around 1080 lumens, and it stabilized for around 1 hour and 20 minutes. The thing with this Getian LED is that it gets really hot after long operations, so the flashlight did reach around 73 degrees Celsius, so definitely use gloves at this point, but this is the price you have to pay for ultra high CRI, a little bit low efficiency emitter, but again the color rendering is obsolete. excellent and obsolete. So yeah, this is the runtime graph for the turbo mode. Let's jump for the high mode. Here you can see there's no step down. The estimated output was around 930 lumens for 1 hour and 40 minutes. Perfectly flat regulation. This is the boost driver, so perfect and exemplary performance. And now the medium 2. Here we've got step down after 3 hours and 20 minutes to preserve the battery life a little bit longer. Here the flashlight body reached around 45 degrees. Nice respectable outputs of around 500 lumens for over 3 hours. So this is probably the mode you will use the most. Okay, for the reference, the XHP70.2 5000K version runtime graph, as you can see here, and the step down occurs around the same at 35 seconds, but the body temperature is much lower, and the step down is much more gradual, not 12 seconds but rather 27 seconds, and obviously the output is 300 lumens higher, and also it can be stabilized a little bit longer. Here the body temperature did not exceed 55 degrees. The Getian GT-FC40 reaches over 73 degrees. Here the high version, obviously a little bit higher output sustained for a little bit longer at the cost of lower CRI. And medium 2, as you can see, 42 degrees, so not that much difference, 100 lumens more, but the runtime is definitely much longer, over 2 hours longer, so suit yourself whether you'd like much more efficiency and longer runtime or excellent color rendering. Alright, one thing to mention is that I couldn't find the outputs of the newer version of the Acebeam E70 on the website, so they only state the neutral white and cool white version of Acebeam E70.2 LED's outputs, but luckily they also included the upgraded runtimes and lumen levels in the manual. So as you can see, we've got a little bit higher lower modes. This is ultra low and low. These are a little bit higher. Then medium 1 is identical, and then medium 2, high and turbo obviously are a little bit lower in lumens than the XHP70.2 version, but still you can see that the outputs are respectable. We also got a little bit lower intensity of the beam, but this is because of the lumen level decreased, because as you can see right now, actually the Getian LED has a little bit more intense hotspots, so this is definitely less floody. You sacrifice the lumens, but you get excellent color rendering, ultra high CRI, a little bit rosy beam as you can see, and also a little bit more focused spot, but still the spill is quite bright. So I like this upgrade definitely, and the thing with this ultra high CRI emitters is that if you value your tint in the XHP 70.2 LEDs for some reason, then definitely please don't shine them side by side, because afterwards this one would appear simply greenish. Alright. Okay guys, for comparison I also have the Thrunite T2 with GT-FC40 4000K version, and the Convoy S11 on the GT-FC40 4000 to 4500 Kelvin version. So let's go to the forest and show you the performance beamshots. Thrunite T2 modded version for the GT-FC40. Turbo output, the weakest of them all. Actually pretty big spot and bright spill, but due to the very shallow reflector the throw is minimal. Convoy S11 GT-FC40 version, pretty nice focused spot, quite bright. yet the transition is still smooth. Acebeam E70 GT-FC40 version. Very big spot and definitely defined. Not so smooth transitions as in Convoy or Thrunite T2. It's still not as sharp as in some throwers. Very nice, pleasant beam, hitting up pretty quickly though. Standard CRI EDC 70.2 LED version, 5000K. Definitely much more light coming out of the reflector. Also a little bit different temperature. But you may probably notice the blurriness of the colors here. This is definitely not a high CRI emitter, yet for most people it will suffice and the efficiency is much higher. Okay, let's sum it up. What I would like to comment on is I really appreciate Acebeam that you listen to the flashlight community, you read the forums, and you decided to sacrifice the performance of your excellent EDC flashlight to accommodate this ultra high CRI Getian GT-FC40 LED. I'm really enjoying reviewing this flashlight. The tint and the beam is amazing from this one, and although I am aware that it will hit up really badly and the efficiency of this LED is lower, I can sacrifice that for the tint and color rendering, and this is probably the answer or the question you have to ask to yourself, whether you like the pure performer, the efficiency and pretty nice beam either way from this XHP 70.2 LEDs. Be comparing these two side by side for Enthusiast and tint snobs. The winner is only one. So please consider this review as a comparison, and I hope I answered your questions and doubts about whether or not you should upgrade your EDC from XHP 70.2 to Getian GT-FC40. Obviously these two flashlights are excellent quality, top quality as always from Acebeam, just the beam is different. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for more videos and support the algorithm. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. As always guys, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.